never been before. Where the bass is so deep it pushes you up further and further to that house heaven in the sky, where the angels sing along to the melodies of our groove, where the music never stops and all the time we move.
Anything. Anything. I can do 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 anything.
Show me that.
Ready for some spiritual dance music? Coming right up right now.
What you want, I'll make it.
Show me that.
Showing you what I got. Naked, a love strip for you. What you got? Naked, I'm love strip. Naked for you. On the jack for you. Get naked house. I'm love strip for you, girl. For you. For you. Get naked. I'm love stripped.
Show me that. Show me that.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, and we are here live for spiritual dance music on highvibe.tv for this full moon in Virgo on March the 9th of 2020. What a time to be alive today. Holy moly. What a Mercury retrograde has happened, and we get a full moon in Virgo to try and clean up a sloppy old mess. If you've never watched this show before, we do this show on the full moons and the new moons to set the intention of where we're going in the universe and to do it in a way that I've been doing for 10 years this show, which is talk about the astrology, then we're going to pull some tarot cards, then we're going to channel it onto a dance music mix. And we do it all live here with everybody live. This is a real live show. It's not pre-planned. It's not fake. We put a lot of energy into putting everything. We got Craig back here who's part of it, who helps out, and we go all out. This whole stage transforms, and you get a whole entire full show with live graphics and everything. We do this thing live. This thing is not edited. Just how life right now, in a weird way, feels like it's an unedited, sloppy movie that they didn't make some really good edits on it. You know, you're kind of like, I don't think that scene was supposed to mess with that scene, but somehow it did. That's the blurring lines of Neptune, which is a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong. I think that this is a beautiful time that we still have to be aware of. But, man, you got to look at the cycles, though. The last 2 weeks was Mercury retrograde because it's a 3-week cycle. But 2 weeks ago was the new moon in Pisces with a Mercury retrograde in Pisces, which is the hardest position for Mercury to be in Pisces, especially in retrograde. And this has brought up so much confusion, so much all over the place. But I think that there's been some really powerful and very deep awareness of your own subconscious stuff. And I think on the deepest collective level, it's been like the true collective's subconscious tests. And I know a lot of it has to do with, we've got Mars, we've got Jupiter, we've got Pluto, we've got Saturn, all in Capricorn with the South Node. This is a gnarly time. We've never seen this in our lives, this much energy in Capricorn. And the amount of math that it would take to process all that, to get all those in the same spot. We're talking about the two biggest planets. We're talking about Pluto, which has done the most weirdest orbit in our lives over these last couple years of approaching the exact same plane of the galactic plane from a viewpoint of where all the other planets are as they revolve around the sun. You got to remember that Pluto likes to come in and out when it goes around the sun, but it does come into a position where it aligns with all the other planets, and that's what we've been seeing these last couple of years with the meetup of Saturn. And so this has been a very extreme moment for us to actually feel Pluto. And I think it's ironic that in 2018, NASA brings out all these pictures. They try to act like it's no planet. Like, oh, no, that thing's just not a planet. But we're obsessed with trying to find out what it is. Well, people are obsessed right now with control. And this Pisces is the reminder, and this Virgo is the reminder that we live in a matrix. Do you think that we control this matrix? If you think that being in the matrix is where you can control it, you've got to be out of the matrix, because whatever is outside the matrix is what's controlling the matrix. And I think that this is where you have to let the illusion go that you have the control. And especially with Mars here, it's going to fight for control. And this Mercury retrograde is fighting for control over things we don't understand, trying to push things into a place where we have to feel like we have some sort of grip when it's okay if it feels sloppy, and to like trust the universe more. It's almost like the ultimate test of God, right? Like the sloppier it gets, maybe that means it's like a slobbery old dog giving you more love. I know we've all had one of those dog licks in our life that was a little bit too much. But do you get mad at the dog for that? Or do you just go, oh, you slobbery little pup, you? And I think that that's where you're going to see where people are at right now in their lives, is if they can handle the slobber or if they can't. And they don't know how to go with that beautiful essence of allowance, of accepting where things are at in life. So acceptance is a big part of this. The higher form of acceptance is empathy. And an even higher form of empathy is complete surrender to it all, to the infinite. And so this full moon in Virgo is here to try and clean things up and remind ourselves that we can arrange our lives not through control, but through adjustments to remind ourselves to always align with the higher purpose and spirit in allowance and surrender and that ultimate empathy for all things that are going on, and trust. There's a lot about trust. Now, I want to prepare people because we're at a full moon cycle and Mercury is coming direct tonight. And so when it comes direct in Aquarius, it's going to feel like as this mess is being cleaned up, some scientist is going to run in like, I'm here to fix all this stuff, because you're dealing with Virgo and Aquarius, right? A full moon in Virgo and a Mercury coming out of retrograde in Aquarius. These two like to fix things. These are the only two signs in the zodiac that are human beings, number one. Don't even try and pull a Sagittarius on me because they got an ass with a fucking horse, okay? They got a centaur. But the two humans, the two ones that like to fix things, because Aquarius might not fix things as far as pulling out the vacuum or doing some of the more, physical natured things. Aquarius thinks it can fix things in the mind. And it thinks that it can figure out a solution. Both actually do. So this becomes this solution point in life, but I think that the pressure of decisions becomes intense with these radicalized decisions of what we think we can fix or adjust our reality to get more in track away from the sloppiness, although some of the sloppiness is a good thing, even though it might not seem like it. It's only sloppy if it's pulling you from your path from the universe, from God and spirit. But I want to remind people that over this next 2 weeks, we got Mars, Jupiter, Pluto getting close here for their conjunction point, and the sun to come into Aries for the new year, and we're going to see a Mars, Jupiter, Pluto conjunction with Saturn at the last degrees of Capricorn. We're not through the woods yet of this craziness. There's a culmination or peak coming here in this next 2 weeks as the moon will now wane out of its fullness in Virgo to try and clean things up for the next 2 weeks. And with the extremities, I'm not talking about extreme, I'm talking about the ultimate extreme. Mars, Jupiter together with Pluto. Never seen that one before in Capricorn in all of our lives. Okay. With Saturn in its home sign right next to it, and Mars exalted. And Mars and Saturn are getting closer, the two malefics. So I'm just here to remind people that we are not out of the woods, but we are out of the woods of how we handle the matrix. And for you not to get lost in it, and for you not to get into crazy world, and for you not to feel like you have to fix everything so quick too. I think that there's a lot of things that you're looking at in your life that you're like, I need to come up with some complex, crazy solution, when really it might be a lot more easier to just go with the flow and see what the hell happens. I want you all to process that. We're going to do the cards right now. Be back in 1 sec. Yeah. We're back. I just, I haven't been in front of a mixer with some amplified sound here for the last 2 weeks since the last Spiritual Dance Music, which, by the way, I want to thank everybody out there, and everybody at High Vibe wants to thank everybody out there for totally just coming on the High Vibe train over the last 2 weeks. We've never seen more growth in our lives, more people viewing our shows. I didn't even believe all this was possible. And I just want to say thank you for everybody out there for sharing all this info. We got Deep Love Tarot that'll be coming out right after this show. We're going to reset it, but we're going to keep it with this background and with this backdrop. With Craig and I, that show, our #1 show. I want to thank you all so much. Deep Astrology has been blowing up, too. I want to thank you for that. My Love School, Love and Relationship Astrology Masterclass, that thing is still going hot. We're on week 3 this week, and we still got 6 more classes left. I might even do another one, so there might be 7. But even if you can't make the live part of the school, it don't matter because it's all recorded in a school format through a Kajabi format. So join this Love Masterclass. It is an 8-week intensive. It is super cheap. Go to theleoking.com or highvibe.tv. Make sure that you're part of it. And if you haven't been part of it, don't worry. Buy now. And guess what? You get to watch week 1 and week 2. And there's over, I think it's 5.5 hours of content already. I think it might actually be 6. So, and I'm talking about I go so deep into you. I don't want people to keep using these little stupid apps to figure out their relationships anymore. I'm not talking about our app where we actually do video and talk to you. I'm talking about computer printed crap. Anyway, let's do the tarot now. I wanted you all to process that full moon stuff, and I wanted to say thank you all for all joining High Vibe and really spreading this message. All right, first card that we got for this full moon. How are we going to get through this full moon? That's what we're asking these cards. We got the 7 of Wands reversed. Woo! Well, this means anything that we don't want to stand our ground for or we don't want to put a lot of energy into, run. So, I think that part of the cleanup is getting lost in part of that delusionary energy into things that we think we wanted to put a lot of energy to. And, the 7 of Swords, it stands its ground, right? And it's like, yeah, and anything that'll come after it, it'll be like, I will defend this. Even if my mom or my dad doesn't like it or you don't like it, I like it, and I will defend. I will defend my mixer. You know what I mean? Like, I will defend my mood. You know what I mean? Like, I will do everything I can because I love this thing. But if I really don't like the mood, and I'm like, why did I buy this thing? Maybe I should return it. I don't like to associate human beings with returning. Can you just take this human and do you have a receipt for this thing, God? I don't want it in my life. Could you imagine that? Well, that's not how it is, though, on this life. But anything that we are not feeling like we want to put all of our energy into fully, you're going to lose that fight and lose that battle because when D-Day comes on the shores and you're trying to defend that thing and you're like, I don't even want to defend this thing. Look at this. You start running, Like, you're going to be like feeling like an idiot. So let it go now. Or Gulliver's Travels is going to be your story. And some people don't know that story, which is sad nowadays. But big old man washing up on a beach with midgets. The Hierophant card reversed. Yeah. Life is changing. Traditions are changing. Even the Pope, I think, we're going to see some weird things happen this next 2 weeks. I've already been feeling a lot, and I put out a prediction. I don't think I put it in my magazine last year, but somebody had asked me about the Pope, and I looked at the Pope's chart, and it was not looking too hot. So, God bless the Pope, but I think a lot of this 7 of Wands reversed with this Hierophant reversed is saying, not only if we don't want to defend it, but it really is not something we want to integrate into our life and make part of the most beautiful spiritual traditions, or if it's lacking some sort of higher calling in our life for something that we want to show up to every day and feel that high calling, it's got to go. It's got to go. That could be a job. That could be a relationship. That could be so many. Remember, a full moon in Virgo. We are dealing with your whole reality, your whole moment from your first breath when you wake up in the morning, which I sometimes, the first thing that I do is I reach for this stupid thing and go, good morning. Not promoting it, but that's something I got to look at in my life. You know what I mean? That's Virgo, because it's every little thing you do from the moment you wake up till you fall asleep. That's Virgo. Every moment, everything you do. That's why we rule it by schedules and we rule it by all that stuff. Our challenge card is the 8 of Wands upright. Uh-oh. So the challenge is the feelings like things are moving forward and into a great direction is a challenge. Travel might be really difficult over the next 2 weeks. It already looks like airlines are not going to be doing flights anymore. Already looks kind of grim out there, but this is just a challenge that don't focus on the things that aren't going the way that you think that they're going, or that they're not going the way you don't want to see, because that means that God is directing you to focus on something else and see where is things going. So let's say we'll use for an example a flight of yours that you need to take, or you want to go towards this place, you want to see this person, and it don't work out. Well, let's say, like me, I want to go to the Vatican and go into the Vatican Library, but I can't even get into Italy after today because of the horrible situation going on there. So maybe there's another library for me to go look at. Like the Manly P. Hall one. I'd probably rather go to Manly P. Hall's library, to be honest with you, although I still think there's something down there. I think that the Pope doesn't even have access to the secret vault beyond the vault deep down. But that's a whole other story. This is just saying that there's going to be things that we really want to go towards, or we really want to see go fast, but they're not going to go that way because there's a redirection for something that is. It's going to be a little bit of a curveball. We got the Hangman reverse, so this is good. We're not stuck even though we think we're stuck. We're only stuck when we're in things that we don't want to be in, that don't feel on that higher calling in our life, or that authority of spiritual presence there. And even though it might feel challenging, like things aren't going maybe the way that we want or in the direction that we want, it's, I think, very important for us to not get thinking that we're stuck and that we're in a horrible, we'll use what's going around right now, like lockdown. We're not locked down. Even though some people that are watching this might be in lockdown right now, and this might be a great place for them to be right now, but again, there's always something in our life that's going to show us of a beautiful direction. Even when I was in military prison for 30 days, you'd think that sucked, but I had the best time of my life when I was in there. One of them, believe it or not, I found the 8 of Wands in prison. You know what I mean? Like, spades was amazing. Ping pong, I kicked everyone's ass. I read a cool book. I watched the Super Bowl. Got a lot of sleep. There's a lot of things in life that you just got to have to see things differently, and so you're not as stuck. Because this week, if you are in things that you don't want to fully defend, you feel like it's not going the direction you want, and you feel stuck, and this is just hell, well, guess what? It's going to be your hell. You don't have to own it, though. You're not stuck in holding it. And, hey, there is no contract saying that you must be in that horrible reality. Our spiritual advice that we got is the Page of Pentacles upright. So we need to have those talks about what we want and what we don't want. And we need clarity in those conversations. And we also need to think with our mind about building beautiful things and realizing the spark. Page is always a spark. We spark the idea, we spark the thought, and we need to come from that self-worth and that value and that knowing of what we can manifest and create and be positive and know our values. And we need to have those conversations, especially about the things that we really want in our life and the things that we don't, instead of sitting there and not knowing where the value's at or where things are going or where things are manifesting. I'm going to pull one more overall card. And we got the 6 of Swords. Everything is moving in the direction, and Spirit's got our back. We need to stop freaking the fuck out. We are not driving this boat right now. Even though it looks like other forces are that are on Earth, other forces outside of Earth are not driving this boat. Even though there's people on this Earth right now that think they are the drivers of the boat, but they are not. They will run into frustrations and complications with their plans too, for those that want to know. All right, everybody always wants one relationship. We're going to only do one. I'm not going to get locked into we're about to do Deep Love Tarot. So, but I'll just give one for this full moon, for this spiritual dance music, so we can channel it to the mix. 9 of Cups, upright. Well, we got one of the best cards in the deck. I think that this goes along with the reading really well. It better feel freaking amazing. Woo! If it don't feel amazing, what are you doing? Like, that'd be like, has anybody seen the last Terminator Dark Fate that just came out? I'll give away part of it, but of course Arnold Schwarzenegger is in the movie. Of course that original Terminator is in the movie. But now he's married to a human who doesn't know he's a Terminator. And then Sarah Connor asks, like, well, you don't have sex because you're a Terminator. Like, it's okay. She knows I'm there for her with support. I'm like, oh, shit. Guess that's what she wants. Guess that's what he wants. So that's a 9 of Cups thing. You think I was going to put it down, but hey. She just wants a 450-pound machine that looks like a human to make sure she's safe. That's where Arnold ended up after being with the maid. All right. Woo, I got to throw some comedy in there. Oh, my gosh. Yep, Arnie, that's where you ended up, bro. Fucking as a Terminator, marrying a human without the ability to have sex. Okay, we got to get serious here. This is prayer time. So if you haven't watched the show, we do a prayer before we go live into the mix. Dear Lord, and just directly to you, Lord, usually I always call on the angels, I always call on the guides, but tonight, and during this mix, and during this time, and during this full moon, I'm just calling directly to you, God, Source. For us, it seems like we are in a radical rat in a cage moment, and I know that we're not, and I'm asking for you to remind every soul on the planet and to get reconnected with every soul and upgrade the perspective, upgrade this reality to help us see and to help us know that we are not just little rats in a cage. Help us remove the fears that are in the collective right now. Help us realize that we have so much love, that you are with us every moment, that you are with us all the time. Please help people be guided to you much stronger. Please help people let go of the control that is blocking the love that you bring into our lives to create magic, to create your most beautiful love, and to create the story that you wrote for us. Please help people get realigned to the big show of beauty that you are showing us and that you are unveiling to us, and help us all get out of the distractions that are calling us, because they're calling us away from being the audience to your amazing, beautiful, new unveiling of the new beautiful world and the new beautiful life that you have for us always, every moment, every day, every year. And please help us get out of this illusion. Please help us get out of this distraction. I know that it feels very, very tough for people, but please help people have the authority to make choices in their life to connect deeper with Spirit. Please help people have the authority to connect deeper with their truth in themselves. Please, Lord, help people have the authority within themselves to truly know that magic exists, that your magic, your love, your grace, your compassion, your care supports us, directs us, drives us, navigates us, and brings us to the ultimate truth, to the ultimate life, to the ultimate connections that we are able to feel, we are able to see, we are able to sense, we are able to touch, and we are able to hear it and see it and go towards it without fear, because we feel your beautiful, beautiful flowers that are petals, that are on a walkway, that walk us always to the garden of your most beautiful love, your most beautiful light. And I ask people to truly listen to Spirit and to God truly right now, and follow the petals and stop looking up and looking left and looking right, and look straight at the beauty in front of you, on the path to the highest love, on the path to the highest place, to the ultimate union with Spirit and God for this most beautiful moment in our lives of surrender, of bliss, of true compassion, and more importantly, the essence of the magic that has created us, the essence of the magic that has created the all-knowing God that is in our life, that knows the story, that knows its full story, and has our best interests through the whole thing, and any darkness or anything that is here to distract us or disturb us will be removed by that highest Lord, by that highest God. Amen. So, time for us to get down on a little bit of spiritual dance music. If you've never watched the show before, I recommend that you do not listen to it on a computer speaker. And I definitely recommend that you just don't listen to it on an iPhone or an Android or a LG or whatever speaker. You got a Bluetooth somewhere. Let's pump this thing. I love all the fans that take video while they're watching this. They're having dance parties. They're having dance parties with their kids. They're having dance parties and they're throwing it up on Instagram and getting it going. I love all you in the chat. We got 735 people in here. Woo, let's have a party. I mean, right now we got a party for all the people that are in lockdown right now. There's 700 million people in China locked down. There's millions of people that are locked down in Italy, and they can't go out and dance. They can't go out and have a good time right now. We got to do it for them. We got to send them love. We got to heal them. We got to bring it back. So please join me in this. Let's have a great time. Don't miss Deep Love Terror that comes right after this with Craig and I. We're going to drop that love. We're going to drop that truth. We're going to have a great time tonight. We're on highvibe.tv. Make sure that you join us. We got an app. Go to highvibe.tv and click on whatever platform you want. Apple TV, Roku, iOS, Android, or Amazon Fire. Let's get this party started. We're going to have a good time. Don't miss out. Stay in the chat. Have a good time. Let's get the party going. Love you guys. Adios.
Of that character. I have a dream today. Jack, and Jack had a groove, and from this groove came the grooves of all grooves. And while one day Vicious was going down on his box, Jack boldly declared, "Let there be house," and house music was born. And house music was born. I am, you see, I am the creator, and this is my house. And in my house, and in my house there is only house music. But I am not so selfish, because once you enter my house, it then becomes my house, 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 my
now, listen to me now. I'm dancing 20 rounds, and if you want me, then come and get me now. This is women now, the biggie, biggie bounce. I know you get the way I switch my style. People sing around, people gather round, people jump 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 around, people gather round, people gather round, people gather round, people gather round.
This is the end. This is the end. This is the end.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
This is the end.
What the fuck? What the fuck? They know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just strut.
This is the end. Beautiful friend. This is the end. My only friend. The end of our elaborate plans. The end of everything that stands. The end. No safety, no surprise. The end. I'll never look into your eyes again.
could it be now? Tell me what you want. I have to let you go. I never saw coming. What could it be now? Tell me what you want. I have to let you go. I never saw coming. What could it be now? Tell me what you want. I have to let you go. I never saw coming. What could it be now? Tell me what you want. I have to let you go. I never saw coming. What could it be now? Tell me what you want. I have to let you go, 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 go,
between you decide. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
What I got is in my strut. That 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 what I got is in my strut. Struts. Struts. If you reach a little deeper. You can't tell by the way I walk that what I got is in my strut. You can't tell by the way I walk that what I got is in my strut. You can't tell by the way I walk that what I got is in my strut. You can't tell by the way I walk.
slumping, get the beats bumping. No 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 slumping, get the beats bumping.
$1 million.
having a bit of trouble. We are reviewing telemetry information in our mission simulator and will advise. Roger your plan to go EVA and replace Alpha Echo at 35 units prior to failure. X-ray Delta 1, this is Mission Control. Roger, you're 2013. Sorry you fellas are having a bit of trouble. We are reviewing telemetric information in our mission simulator and will advise. Roger your plan to go EVA and replace Alpha Echo. Roger your plan to go EVA. Roger your plan to go EVA. Roger your plan to go EVA and replace Alpha Echo at 35 units prior to failure.
Procedures.
Go.
Inco.
Go.
FAO. Inco.
Go.
FAO. Inco.
Go.
FAO. We are go. Network.
Go.
Discovery.
Go.
Capcom. Discovery.
Go.
Capcom.
We'll go fly.
with the vibes get loose. Now hit the floor, directed to the roof. Cool, kick the nation with the grooves, then we rock the place when the bass gets smooth. Dance with the vibes get loose. Now hit the floor, directed to the roof. Cool, kick the nation with the grooves, then we rock the place when the bass gets smooth. 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 With the vibes get loose, now hit the floor directly to the roof. Cool, kick the nation with the grooves, then we rock the place when the bass gets smooth. Dance, with the vibes get loose, now hit the floor directly to the roof. Cool, kick the nation with the grooves, then we rock the place when the bass gets smooth. 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 Place when the bass gets smooth. Rock the place, rock the place, rock.
zombie with a screw loose. See me lost in my own voodoo. Flacker, my body got swagger. My mind all scattered, climbing invisible ladders. Flacker, I took you cause I'm out of whacker. zombie with a screw loose.
Come in, Barbie. Oh, it's so good seeing you. Glad you're back. I apologize for saying that you got issues. But what did you say that they say that? Barbies don't eat. Barbies don't sleep. Barbies look good. Barbies don't speak. But you couldn't stay away nicely. Cause nobody makes you birds like Barbies don't eat. Barbies don't sleep. Barbies look good. Barbies don't speak. Barbies don't eat. Barbies don't sleep. Barbies look good. Barbies don't speak. You see, Barbie, while you were busy playing games, little did you know you would end up getting played by the game. Barbie. Barbies don't eat. Barbies don't sleep. Barbies look good. Barbies don't speak. Barbies don't eat. Barbies don't sleep. Barbies don't Barbies don't Barbies don't Barbies don't sleep. 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 Barbies look good. Barbies don't speak.
What the fuck? What the what the fuck?
Wasted all this time.
What the fuck?
Illusion mind.
What the fuck?
Breaking up my life.
What the fuck?
Superstitious blind. I
What the
propose you
fuck?
stop.
They know what is what, but they don't know what is what. They just strut. What the fuck? 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 What the fuck?
Where's the party? Follow me to the room. Who you gon' be? Who you gon' see? Follow me. Where's the party? Follow me to the room. Who you gon' be? Who you gon' see? Follow me.
Everybody wants your body, so let's check.
Illusion mind.
Let's check.
Breaking
I
up
want
my
your
life.
body, everybody wants your body, so let's check.
Superstitious blind.
Come on, let's check.
Wasted all this time.
Let's check.
Illusion mind.
Let's check.
Breaking up my life.
Let's check.
Superstitious blind.
Let's
I
check.
propose you stop.
When a week, Mr. Speaker, I asked the House to fix this afternoon as the occasion for a statement. I feared it would be my hard lot to announce the greatest military disaster in our long history. I thought, and some good judges agreed with me, that perhaps 20 or 30,000 men might be re-embarked. But it certainly seems that the whole of the French First Army and the whole of the British Expeditionary Force north of the Amiens-Abbeville gap would be broken up in the open field, or else would have to capitulate for lack of food and ammunition. These were the hard and heavy tidings which I told the House and the nation to prepare themselves a week ago. The whole ruthless core and brave of the British Army, on which and around which
Can you feel it?
Berkeley. Oh, doctor, I wonder if you could send up a little extra medication. Yeah, she has it on her desk. I said, we can get it up to you, up to your quarters? No, I'm in my office. Has she got it? Yeah, she has. What about one of those blue pills? What about one of those blue pills? What about one of those blue pills? One of those blue...
This is London Court. Here is a news flash. The German radio has just announced that Hitler is dead. I repeat that. The German radio has just announced that Hitler is dead.
Sweet love.
it gets down to you. Gets down to rainy days. It's only scary if it gets down to you. You know what I say. There's one way. Feel the rhythm, have a taste of some sweet, sweet love.
consciousness are sacraments. A sacrament is a visible object which is a key to the inner divinity, something which helps you find God. For those of us in this country who use these sacraments in our worship, they play the same part in our religion as the aids to worship in other religions. We feel that we are entitled by the Constitution of the United States to pursue God in our own manner, and we are working through the courts to assure that we can do this.
Off my shoulders, I'm taking all control, yeah. My mind is set so free. I'm where I want to be to get the best of me. Too long. Can you feel it? 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 I see you feel the way I do. The feeling so true. The good feeling's coming through. My mind is set so free. I'm where I want to be to get the best of me. Too long. Can you feel it? 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 It's been much too long. I feel it coming on. The feeling's getting strong. It's been much too long. I feel it coming on. The feeling's in my bones. It's been much too long. I feel it coming on. The feeling's getting strong. It's been much too long. I feel it coming on. The feeling's in my bones. Can you feel it? Too long. Can you feel it? Too long. Can you feel it? Too long. Can you feel it?
Injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My four little children one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. And nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. Every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with this faith.